Hi, I'm excited to show you our next classic and vintage quilt block, Delectable Mountains. This is a popular block with lots of possibilities, and you're going to see it everywhere in antique quilts. We've got a free block pattern at Fat Quarter Shop, and if you want to turn this into a colorful quilt, we've also got a low price pattern available. To cheer up this block for the Christmas season, we've used the Evergreen collection by Basic Gray for Moda Fabrics. So let me show you how to make this block. This block finishes at 8 inches square. Get your pattern and cut your print and background fabrics, then label them with your alphabetties. You're also going to need your triangles on a roll, 2-inch finished half square triangle paper, and an 8.5-inch square Creative Grids ruler, and our full color 2000. Your first step is to cut your fabric B and fabric D square on the diagonal once. Now we're going to make our half square triangles. Place a fabric A rectangle with a fabric E rectangle right sides together, and then put 2 squares of triangle paper on top. Set your stitch length to 1.6, and we're going to sew on the dotted lines. You can see here that we sewed with black thread so you can see it. Then you're going to cut on the solid lines, and it's going to look like this. Then you're going to take your paper, crease it in, tear it off, and press toward your dark fabric. Cut your dog ears off, and you've got 4 half square triangles. Now change your stitch length to a 2.0, and we're going to be using a 1/4 inch seam allowance going forward. You're going to assemble 2 half square triangles and a fabric C rectangle in 2 different placements. You're going to make 1 top mountain unit and 1 side mountain unit. Now assemble the fabric F square and your top mountain unit. Press towards your fabric F. Then assemble your side mountain unit to your fabric B triangle. Press towards your fabric B triangle. Then you're going to sew these together and press to the bottom. Your unit is going to look just like this. So I know this block looks a little funny here, and you're probably thinking, what are we going to do? So we're actually going to trim right here, and you're going to be trimming a 1/4 inch away from each of the points. So the way that you're going to do that is we're going to just gently put the 45-degree angle on your ruler. So I've got the 45-degree angle. Put it there just to kind of get your guide going. And then on this Creative Grids ruler, you can see this dotted line. And we're going to get that a 1/4 inch away from the points we just talked about, and we're going to cut. So now we're almost done. We're going to take our fabric D triangle, and we're going to be assembling these 2 together. Now to get this to line up correct, what we're going to do is we're going to mark the center of both of these pieces with a pin. Now we're going to line up our pins, and we're going to pin all the way down. We're just going to get our ends to match. And you're working on the bias, so it's very stretchy, so you can stretch it just a little bit and it'll be okay. And you'll see that it'll just ease in. Then what you're going to do, I like to put a lot of pins because all these seams are bias that you're working with. And we're just going to sew straight down with a 1/4 inch seam allowance. So now we've made our block, and we have intentionally made our block slightly larger so we can trim it down. And you know, since it's on the bias, they never come out exactly right anyway. So this gives us a way to cheat and get a perfect block without really having to sew perfect the entire time. So I've got this 8.5-inch Creative Grids ruler, and it has a line right in the center. So I'm lining that up on the center of my block, and I'm just going to trim on all sides. I like using this Matilda mat. I've had it for about 10 years, and I use it all the time. And now your block comes out perfect. To see more classic and vintage blocks, subscribe to our YouTube channel, and I'll see you next time.